guys, it's Jenn at Hello Rigby, and today I thought I would share with you a e.l.f. Cosmetics Get Ready With Me. I'm going to a Christmas party today, and I wanted to share what I'm going to be wearing with you, as well as how I'm doing my makeup. So if you want to watch how I got ready to go to my Christmas party, then just keep on watching. So I have a couple of Christmas parties to go to this weekend, with it being, you know, Christmas weekend and all, and I thought I would just get ready on camera for my first holiday party and show you what I'm wearing and how I'm going to do my makeup. And because I got a bunch of e.l.f. goodies earlier this season from Influencer that were kind of holiday themed, I thought I would just do an e.l.f. one brand tutorial at the same time. So I'm going to be using all e.l.f. products. I love e.l.f. makeup. I think it's a great drugstore brand. You know, most of it is extremely affordable. Very few items go above $10. Usually it's those like gift sets or something like that that are more than $10. So you can do a full face of makeup for a very low price with e.l.f. cosmetics. And the nice thing too is that it's all available at like Target or CVS. You can go and pick it up wherever you shop. I think Walmart also carries a lot of e.l.f. makeup. So if you like any of the products that you're seeing and you want to wear it this weekend, there's still time to go run out to Target and grab it. So the first thing that e.l.f. sent me was this hydrating bubble mask. So I thought I would just do it on camera because it doesn't have to be on very long. It has to be on for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I figured if I went on the low end and did like a 5-minute mask, that I could just do it on camera really quick. How do you open this packaging? It's so strange. Oh, what? Oh, you push down on the side on this and it comes out the top. Wow, that is strange. I've never seen a product dispense like this. It also does not appear to be dispensing it very well. Okay, I guess you have to like tip it down and do it. Oh, this is weird. I feel like I'm gonna be here forever trying to dispense this. I've used bubble masks before, but I haven't used this one, and I've never used one that claims to be hydrating, so it's kind of interesting. And you can see it's already bubbling. All right, so I'm gonna leave this on for 5 minutes. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe this off my face now. So my skin definitely feels like hydrated after the mask. I mean, it feels nice and dewy and fresh. It feels like I just used, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I washed my face, and it doesn't feel like I put a mask on either. It's just, it's kind of a nice like cleansed feeling without feeling super dry and tight. So I'm going to go in and do a couple more skincare things before I really hop into this tutorial. But first I'm gonna fix my hair and put it back a little bit more securely. Got a little festive turban action happening here. Okay, so my lips have been super dry lately, which is why I'm really excited to try out this lip exfoliator. I have the regular one, the one that's like a brown sugar, but I haven't tried any of their newer flavors, and this one is in mint, so I thought I would try it. It's like this, and just kind of rub it on your lips, and it's supposed to exfoliate. So it feels like a nice kind of balm after you've scrubbed it, which is nice. And I think it definitely has made a difference. Like, I had a lot of dry skin on my lips, and I feel like it has dissipated a little bit, so that's nice. Okay, so next up I'm going to put on some primer. I love their mineral infused primer, the kind of white one. I just think this is a really awesome one. I've used this for quite a few years off and on. It's good at pore filling. It's good for a variety of skin types. I don't find that it's too intense for dry skin. I feel like it's really good. So I use this mainly on my T-zone, because that's where I tend to get oily and have a little bit larger pores. So just kind of focusing on the cheeks, the nose, the forehead, and then a little bit on the chin as well. Next up, I wanted to just hop into eyes because I haven't used the Prism shadows very much, so I'm not sure how much fallout they have. I figured I would just do it first, just in case they do have a lot of fallout. This is the palette I'm using. It's called Naked. Felt like that would be the perfect like eye tones and colors to go for a holiday look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take on a kind of fluffy shadow brush one of the mid-tone colors and use that in my crease. I think I'm gonna go with the little bit darker one. I'm gonna use that in my crease. And then I'm just gonna pat the little bit more light colored champagne one all over. and taking a pencil brush and going for the darkest shade. And then with the kind of almost darkest shade, I'm just gonna kind of blend the darkest color with the medium brown and just kind of bring that up. I do find for my particular eye shape, it looks kind of funny if I follow like the normal curvature of my eye, like where most people would draw their crease. I find that it makes my eye look flat on top. I don't know how to describe it, but I've especially noticed it the more videos I've filmed, that if I don't go a little bit higher with my eyeshadow, it just looks kind of funny. I don't know if anyone else notices that. If they have the kind of similar eye shape I do. I have pretty deep set eyes, like my eyeballs themselves are kind of deep set, and then I have like almond shape, but they're almost a little bit on the round side in the center. I think that that's why I have to go a little bit higher, because you know, with round anything, like round face, which I kind of also have, you want to like elongate, and so I think that's why if I bring the shadow up just a little bit higher in the middle, it looks better. So then I'm going to pop, I want to do like a pop of color kind of in the center. Just gonna pack that on with a kind of flat brush. And then in the corner, I'm gonna go in with this white one, and I think I'll just use my fingers for this. So a small little smudger brush, I'm gonna take this kind of coppery tone, and I'm gonna go the outer third here. And then with the more champagne color, I'm gonna take that into the inner third. Just kind of blend them together where they meet. And then I'll just take a fluffy blending brush and just kind of blend it all out so that there's no harsh lines, and I'm just using the lightest two shades for that. So that's it for the eye looks for now anyway. So I'm going to, I think I'll go ahead and jump into face makeup. So I got this Perfect Blend Concealer in light beige at Target. They really didn't have much in the way of concealer, but I don't know, I've never tried an e.l.f. concealer before. I just grabbed this one. It's in light beige and it looks kind of dark, but I don't know, it was the only color they had in this, and I assume light beige is lighter than beige, so we'll see. Oh yeah, it's like super dark. Okay, well, this is like a very peach toned concealer, which actually is fine, because really the only reason I want it is for dark circles. So I mean, it'll be fine. I'll just put this on and then I'll blend out the foundation on top of it, and I don't think it'll be a big deal. I'm gonna grab a concealer brush and I'll just blend this out really quick. I mean, the texture of it looks okay. I'm curious to see what it's like when you blend it out. Yeah, it kind of just blends away, I guess. I mean, I think the peachiness did kind of help with my dark circles, but I definitely don't think this is something I would recommend buying. It just, I mean, it's lightweight. It probably won't crease because it is so lightweight, like it just kind of blends right off, but it doesn't really, it's very dark. It's very orangish, which is a bummer. Well, into foundation, this is one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore. This is the e.l.f. Moisturizing Foundation Stick. So I usually just go in with it kind of like this. I mean, I don't know, how else do you put on foundation stick foundations? I assume this probably is not the most hygienic way in the world, but you know what? It's how we do. I don't share this foundation with anyone, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll just use this blending brush and I'll blend this foundation out. It just gives a really nice flawless finish, which I wouldn't personally expect from a foundation stick, but I was really pleasantly surprised when I bought it. I bought it for $6, I think, at Ulta. So Ulta carries e.l.f. online. I don't believe they've started carrying them in store yet, but online you can find the foundation stick. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra foundation to those spots under my eyes, since I do want to make sure that the concealer is fully covered, because I don't want it to look like I have crazy orange under eyes. So I'm just going to take that on this brush. This is a brush that I got from It Cosmetics. It's called the Heavenly Lush Dual Airbrush Concealer. I think I got it with the concealer, like on HSN or QVC, one of the two. And I really like the brush. So I'm just going to tap a little extra foundation to cover up that weirdness. And then I'll blend it out with the other side. And then after that, I'm going to use the palette that I've been using for a mirror. This is the illuminating palette, and what I use this for typically is to set like the foundation and add some illumination to my face. So I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade here, this yellow shade, and I'm gonna set my under eye concealer with that, and I'm doing that with a e.l.f. small stipple brush. This will also brighten up the under eye area. It is kind of a yellow tone powder, so it does a good job of brightening it up and making it look extra glowy. And I'm gonna use that same powder kind of as a highlighter as well, like on the high points of my face. It's not a super intense highlight, so you don't have to worry too much about it making you look like a sparkle machine, but it does a good job of brightening things up. And I'm also gonna set kind of around areas where I tend to crease, so around my nose or get red. Yeah. And then with this pink color here, I think I'm just gonna dust some of this on the tops of my cheekbones. It's just really pretty. Now I realize that I don't actually own an e.l.f. blush. I mean, I do. This is a baked blush in Pinktastic, but it's more of a highlighter in my opinion. So I'm gonna try it as a blush just to see what it looks like, but I think I'm gonna actually use a blush from Essence. So I have this e.l.f. brush. I think this is a Ingold blush brush. I'm not really sure what this is, but I picked this up at CVS one time when I was in Vegas and I forgot all my brushes at home. That was unfortunate, but I made it work. Oh, you know, this is actually pretty as a blush color too. It's very subtly pink. I'm kind of going and rubbing the areas that have more of the pink tones throughout, so I think that's why I'm getting a little bit more of a pinky tone. But you can definitely use a highlighting brush and grab like just the champagne colors, and it is a super pretty highlight. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more color from this illuminating palette and go with the darkest one. It's kind of a warm nude, so I thought maybe it would blend out pretty well with this, and I think that that gives me a nice warm like blush look. Okay, looking super glowy and shimmery now. All right, I'm gonna try another new product. This is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter and Bronzer in Bronzed Glow. So I'm gonna go ahead in and take the bronzer side to add some warmth to my whole face, and then once I'm done there, I will use the highlighting side to highlight. And I think I'll just use the same bronzer or the same blush brush I just used because it does kind of have a smaller size that fits good on this side. Okay, my camera keeps shutting off, which is getting really annoying. Okay, so I did have to go in a few times with this bronzer to really get any intensity on it. I think it is just a little bit lighter than one would expect. So I think it's good for fair skin, but I probably wouldn't recommend this product to somebody with darker skin. And then I'm gonna try the highlight side as well. So I'm gonna take this on this type brush here. I think the highlighter is definitely a better product than the bronzer for sure. It is also fairly subtle, but I think you can see kind of the glow that it adds there to the top of the cheekbones. Also take it down my nose. I think I'll add just a tiny bit of contouring as well, since I do have the contour palette here. I just usually go in with this kind of ashy shade here. As you can see, it is very pigmented, so I'll use my big fluffy brush to blend this out. And then I just took a little bit of the two lightest shades mixed together on the bronzer brush to kind of clean up the edges and make sure that it wasn't too intense. A little bit of sculpt, and then I'll just kind of use this to fluff out my cheeks so it looks natural. So then I also bought the e.l.f. cream liner. I got this at Target. I think it was just a couple of bucks, so I figured I'd try it out with this look. So I'll go ahead and get a little bit closer so you can see how it performs. I think it's really nice. I think it looks really good and creamy. That was, you know, I did take smaller strokes. I do find that if you grab a little bit on your brush, you probably want to wipe some off. It is very pigmented and intense. You don't need a ton of liner here. Yeah, I'm pleased with this, and I'm shocked that I was able to get them looking almost identical, considering I think I'll leave good enough alone. Sometimes you can like go in there and keep like working at it and then end up with something super crazy by the end. So I'm gonna try another new to me product. This is the lengthening and volumizing mascara. I have tried e.l.f. mascaras before. The last one I bought was the mineral mascara, and it was rated really highly, but you know, was not my favorite. I just didn't find that it did much for my lashes either way. It didn't make them look bad, it didn't make them look good. So let's see how this one performs. And the one looks like this. So we'll see. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's much product in here. Well, no one's ever gonna accuse e.l.f. of having like super clumpy mascara, that's for sure. I feel like it's a very dry formula, which I like drier formulas, but this one is almost like too dry. I don't know, it looks like it could be good with some building up. It definitely looks like it needs multiple coats. It's good for lower lashes because it's not super like wet and clumpy. So it doesn't make all my little lashes stick together. So that's good at least. Okay, I'm gonna try a third coat and see what that does. I don't know if I've ever really done a third coat of mascara. I usually stick to 2. But actually this is starting to look pretty good. Like I actually like how it looks now. So maybe 3 is the magic number. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good actually. I mean, we have to keep in mind this mascara I think was like $3. So that's by far the cheapest I think mascara I've owned that has actually performed at all. Moving on to brows. I got this brow pencil. I finally picked this up. I finally found it in stock. I've tried to order it from e.l.f. so many times and it's always sold out in taupe. So here we are. Got it at Target. Packaging feels a little cheap, not gonna lie, but I don't really care about the packaging if it performs well. So let's try it out. I think it looks pretty good so far. Like obviously I'm gonna blend this out. I'm not gonna leave it unblended, but like getting the shape in there, it doesn't look too red, like especially on camera. Sometimes in real life it looks okay, and then I look at it on camera and I'm like, oh my god, why are my brows like freaking red? It's weird. But this actually looks really good, so I'm down. Okay, and I always add a little bit more brow product than I think I need, just because I know when I blend it out with a spoolie, a lot of it is going to get blended in, so I don't have to worry too much about it looking, you know, too super intense, as long as the spoolie is good, which it appears it is. So I think I'm going to go in and add a little bit more, because it looks like it may have blended a little bit too much out of it. Go a little bit lighter on this side, since now I know that if I blend too much it will just kind of blend the product right out. So I like how this brow turned out. It does look like there's a little bit of sparse area there that I'll go back in and fix, but this brow definitely looks a little bit more sparse than I prefer, so I'm gonna go back in with this brow pencil again. Okay, so now that I have this done, I'm gonna go in and blend out this side. Just very gently, since we know that you don't want to go too cray. I think I'm happy with that. I actually really like it. For $2, I'm sold. I dig it. It's similar to me, kind of to the It Cosmetics brow pencil. I think that's probably the closest one, like higher end, that I can think of. The It Cosmetics one is definitely a little bit more on the softer and waxier side. The e.l.f. lip color that I have is a little bit too light for this holiday look that I was going for, so I first put on some Milani Amore Matte Metallic Lip Cream in the color 15, the Ultra Matte. This is a new release. I found this at my local Fred Meyer the other day when I was shopping, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. So I got this and a couple other colors as well. And then over the top of it, I'm going to add a little bit of the e.l.f. matte lip color. This is in the color Wine. I find it to be more of a berry tone, which is why I wanted to go with something a little bit more intense first. So I'm going to kind of do an ombre lip. I'm going to put this kind of in the center. And that's it. That's this whole holiday makeup look. And then if you want to stay tuned to the very end, I'm going to be showing an outfit that I'm going to wear with this entire look to my Christmas party.